Soldiers of the 135th Assault Battalion of the Vostok Group of the Russian Armed Forces in Buryatia destroyed a Ukrainian FPV UAV with an accurate shot. The work of people with the call signs Ataman and Bison, South Donetsk direction.
Yes, поехали! Поехали! Ты заебал, блин, а
More angles on the objective control of the Russian Air Force's FAB 3000 airstrike. It is very difficult to record footage of such attacks, because flying a drone safely is not an easy task.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like.
Kharkiv direction. During reconnaissance, the Russian attack drone found the 4-person ATV crew of the Ukrainian armed forces. Without hesitation, it drove the drone over the ATV. Then a Russian drone waiting for an ambush on the highway turned on its propellers when the Ukrainian vehicle approached. A reflection of the counterattacks against the Ukrainian armed forces near Kamyanske, in Zaporizhia region, using FPV UAVs and drones dropping ammunition. During this 3-minute clip, Russian reconnaissance UAVs detect and destroy Ukrainian positions one by one. They also track armored personnel carriers and disrupt their plans. During the attacks, drone operators are supported by towed howitzer and mortar crews. This makes it even easier to destroy the identified targets. Don't forget to join our Telegram group.
Выстрел!
Advance on the outskirts of Seversk. The 6th Cossack Brigade's assault units are advancing towards the city. Another position of the Ukrainian armed forces was captured. Unable to withstand the attack of the Cossack soldiers, the Ukrainian armed forces chose to lay down their arms and surrender as prisoners of war. Kharkiv region Russian drone operators detect and destroy Ukrainian forces' basements one by one. Several Ukrainian positions were destroyed by drones during the fighting in this area. Don't forget to leave your opinion about drones in modern warfare in the comments. Along with the basements, mortar positions, and UAV control centers were also destroyed during the attacks. The situation on one of the Ukrainian logistics routes near the settlement of Petropavlivka. Footage by the Ukrainian armed forces. A Russian drone speeds up directly in front of a Ukrainian pickup truck, and the pickup truck quickly backs away. The driver of the pickup truck skillfully maneuvers to avoid the drone attack by swerving just as the drone is about to hit.
Ой, FPV-ха летить, їбать, FPV-ха летить. Єбать, перекинулися. Перекинулися, їбать.
Destruction of an ABP of the armed forces of Ukraine using UMPK fabs in the Pleshchayevka area. Troops of the 155th Marine Brigade destroyed another AFU T-72EA tank in a bunker near the village of Korchakivka, Sumy region. Russian UAVs destroyed Ukrainian armed forces radars. UAV operators destroyed an AN/TPQ counter-battery radar using FPV UAVs and Lancets. Successful work of Russian UAV operators. UAV operators of the 3rd Combined Arms Army of the South detected and destroyed a Ukrainian mortar in the basement of a destroyed building, near Seversk. Russian Miste B unit destroys a mortar of the Ukrainian armed forces near Seversk. Drones were used in addition to artillery strikes. The targets were destroyed as a result of the harmonious work of both units. Nine drivers of the 238th Art Brigade of the Russian Armed Forces, with the help of Lancet, found and destroyed an armored vehicle of the Armed Forces of Ukraine near Konstantinovka. The Special Forces of the Yuzhnaya Group, using the Molnia FPV, blew up a temporary deployment point with Ukrainian personnel. UAV footage of the Russian Guran UAV crashing into the TCC building in Druzhkivka. In the Serebryansky forest area, The T-72EA tank used by the armed forces of Ukraine was destroyed by a Russian drone armed with incendiary ammunition with a succession of accurate shots. In the direction of Toretsk, the Russian engineering and offensive group first struck the strongholds of the Ukrainian armed forces north of Druzhba with a drone, and then 2 Russian soldiers came and literally destroyed the strongholds by dropping anti-tank mines. Here is the footage of 2 Russian soldiers destroying the Ukrainian armed forces' strongholds with anti-tank mines. One by one, Russian FPV drone operators repelled Ukrainian attacks on Tetkino in Kursk. Paratroopers of the 217th Regiment of the Northern Troop Group have been fighting hard for 5 days. The tension on the front line is increasing day by day. The Russians planted anti-tank mines on the Molnia aircraft-type UAV and then struck temporary deployment points of the Ukrainian armed forces in the Bogatyr area in the direction of southern Donetsk. Soldiers from the 22nd Motorized Rifle Regiment stole a Canadian-made LAV Super Bison armored personnel carrier. Behind them, a soldier ran in, the hope that he might be able to stop the vehicle. Following the liberation of the small border village of Konstantinovka by the Severians, clashes broke out in the vicinity of the neighboring village of Kondratovka. Footage obtained from objective sources shows Russian FPV drone operators targeting soldiers of the 103rd Regional Defense Brigade who were attempting to take cover inside a residential building. UAV operators belonging to the 68th Separate Reconnaissance Battalion of the 8th Guards Combined Arms Army of the Russian Armed Forces detected a Ukrainian mortar position and ammunition depot in the town of Alexandropol. A direct hit by an FPV unmanned aerial vehicle destroyed the ammunition depot and mortar position. This is definitely the most interesting military video I have shared on YouTube to date. The military ingenuity of 2 Russian soldiers. They set up an ambush for an FPV drone on a fiber optic cable and cut the cable with scissors. The 103rd Regiment is advancing towards Konstantinovka, striking Ukrainian armed forces infantry in the ruins. The fighters of the 103rd Regiment are continuing their attacks toward Konstantinovka, destroying Ukrainian armed forces infantry, firing positions, and fortifications. During the attack, Ukrainian forces are being targeted by precise strikes from FP-5 unmanned aerial vehicles. Operators of attack drones belonging to the Novorossiysk Marine Corps destroyed an ammunition depot and an infantry unit belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces in the Zaporizhzhia region. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Ukrainian armed forces drones were destroyed in the Klishchivka village area by drone operators and artillery units belonging to the South Group. A Russian reconnaissance unit first identified the UAV control center. The coordinates were then relayed to artillery units, and after several rounds of fire, the UAV control point was hit. To ensure the complete destruction of the center, Russian fiber optic drones were deployed and struck the UAV control center. Fighters from the 16th Special Forces Unit killed 2 soldiers simultaneously with a single FPV drone attack. Write your thoughts about FPV drones in the comments. Three Ukrainian soldiers appear to have entered the building. First 2 people entered, then 1 more. Then a powerful Russian drone slowly entered the building and exploded inside. The building collapsed.